Hello student, in this video we are going to discuss the topic rationalization. So what is a rationalization? The process of converting an irrational number to a rational by multiplying it with a suitable rationalizing factor is called rationalization of irrational number. Suppose that if we have 3 by root, so 3 by root 2 here, the root 2 is an irrational number. That means the number which we have to multiply. So basically root 2 is a rationalizing factor. So what is the rationalizing factor here? Rationalizing factor, the factor of multiplication by which rationalization is done, is called as rationalizing factor. In this part we have to see that 3 by root 2, so this one is irrational number. If we convert a irrational number into a rational, so we have to multiply by a suitable rationalizing factor. So here the suitable rationalizing factor is root. If we multiply root 2 to its numerator and denominator, so 3 by root 2 and root 2 into root 2, it becomes a root 2. So this is the thing that we are going to discuss here. By we are taking some example, so we know that what is the meaning of a rationalization. Okay children, now here find the rationalizing factor of the following. If we are having 3 raised to the power 2 by 3, we have to find the rationalizing factor of a single term. How we will just find the rationalizing factor of a single term? Suppose that if x and x raised to the power 1 upon, suppose this one is the number, this one is the irrational number. How we will find the rationalizing factor? So we always just keep in our mind, if we find the rationalizing factor of a single term, so x raised to the power 1 upon n, so we have to x1 minus 1 upon n. So its rationalizing factor is 1 minus 1 upon n. Now suppose that the first one is 3 raised to the power 2 upon 3. That means what number should we have to multiply here, so it becomes a rational number. So 3 raised to the power 2 by 3. So 3, 1 minus 2 by 3, you will get 3 minus 2 upon 3. That means it becomes 1 by 3. So 3 raised to the power 1 upon 3 is the rationalizing factor, which is multiplied by 3 raised to the power 2 by 3, you will get a rational number. Let us check it out. So 3 upon 3 raised to the power 2 upon 3 into 3 raised to the power 1 upon 3. So it has the same base, so we have to add its power, which becomes 3 raised to the power 3 upon 3, that is how. Now you can just see that 3 is now become a rational number. Why? Since every whole number is a rational number, so we consider 3 is also a rational number. Now some other example. अब यहाँ पर है 7 raised to the power 1 upon 5, यानी यहाँ पर what number should we multiply? That means what is the rationalizing factor should we multiply? So this 7 raised to the power 1 upon 5 is converted into a rational form. So again we have to apply the same concept, because this one is a single term. So 7, 1 minus 1 upon 5. So if we solve, we get 4 upon 5. So 7 raised to the power 4 upon 5 is the rationalizing factor here. Okay, if you want to check it, let us check it out. 7 raised to the power 1 upon 5 into 7 4 upon 5. You will get 7 5 raised to 5. That means now you can just see that 7 raised to the power 1 upon 5 and 7 raised to the power 4 into 5. By using this process, we will just find the rationalizing factor here. So both are written in the form of a product here. So both are called the rationalizing factor. Rationalizing factor. यदि आपका 7 raised to the power 4 upon 5 होगा, तो इस हिसाब से 7 raised to the power 1 upon 5 is your rationalizing factor. So both are called the rationalizing factor. After the multiplying, you will get the rational number. So overall, this process is called the rationalization. Rationalization means basically हम किसी भी irrational numbers को rational number में convert करेंगे. That one is called a rationalization. And the rationalizing factor, the number, the factor which multiplying for the rationalization, so it called a rationalizing factor. Okay children, now we have to also discuss some other example as well, like this one. we are having 49 raised to the power 1 upon 3. Since you know that 49 is the square of 7, so if we solve 7 square, and this is 1 upon 3, a raised to the power m raised to the power n, so the value is 7 to 1 upon 3, you will get 7 2 upon 3. Now we have to find the rationalizing factor. So what is the rationalizing factor here? 7 1 minus 2 upon 3. That means the rationalizing factor is 1 by 3. Okay, now the next part is, here we can just see that it is a two term. It has two terms. So what is the process of to convert an irrational number into a rational? Here we have to apply the concept of a conjugate part. Basically, if we talk about a conjugate, what is meaning by a conjugate? A pair of things joined together. Yes, a pair of things joined together, but in the mathematics, you are taking the concept of a conjugate, means we are having the two terms here, root 3 plus root 7. If we convert into a rational, how we just convert a rational? So basically we have to multiply. That means here the sign is plus, but if we multiply by its conjugate, that means changing the sign of. Changing the sign of means if you are having the positive sign, then you have to multiply with the negative. If you are having a negative sign, then you multiply by positive sign. So here root 3 plus root 7. So root 3 plus root 7. Okay. Now we have to multiply by root 3 because the sign is plus. That is why we have to here use negative. Now you will get by using the identity a plus b and a minus b. A plus b and a minus b. The identity is a square minus b square. That means root 3 का square और minus root 7 का square. You will get root 3 का square क्या हो जाएगा 3 and minus की साइड में minus और root 7 का square that is 7. So 3 minus 7 that is minus 4. There is another part is there. 2 plus root 3. 2 plus root 3. So its rationalizing factor is 2 minus root 3. 2 by square, that is this one, minus root 3 by square. 2 by square, that is 4, minus root 3 by square, that is 3. The answer is done. Now you can see that these are called the rationalizing factor, but here we are using the concept of a conjugate rationalizing. So always remember that when we are having convert, when we are going to doing the rationalization, in that part we have to multiply by its conjugate rationalizing factor. Okay. Some of the identities we are going to discuss here, like if we are having root a e raised to the power 2. Children, since we know that in the previous classes you all learned the exponent and the powers. So if we are having root a square, it means root a into root a. Okay, so a root, this means 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2. If it has the same base, we have to add its power. So 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 2, so it becomes 1 upon 2, 1 upon, that means it makes a complete whole. So a raised to the power, that is root a square, so the value is a. The next identity is root a into root b, so it has root ab. The third part is root a upon root b, so we can write root a upon root b. The next one is root a plus root b, root a minus root b. So this one we have to apply the identity a plus b and a minus b. So a is root a the square minus root b the square. So it becomes, by using the property of this, it becomes a, and this one becomes the b. The next identity is root a plus minus root b. Since we know that a plus b the whole square, a plus b the whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2a. If we are having the minus 1, so we have to write a square plus b square minus 2ab. So a square, then again, then we are having the b square. Now if we had the positive sign, so it has again a positive. If it has minus, so we have to apply the minus. That is 2 root a into root b. Root a का square, that is a, plus root b का square b, plus or minus 2 root ab. So this one is the identity. I am discussing this type of identity because when we are doing the rationalizing part, at there we have to apply the same identity. That is why we are discussing this type of the identity here. Now it's given that rationalize the denominator of. Rationalize the denominator of, it means we have to convert the irrational number into a rational number. Suppose that 2 by root 3. आपको ध्यान में ये रखना है कि जो डिनोमिनेटर हो वह आपका irrational number, and that is why we are doing the rationalization. So we have 2 by root 3. That means what number should be multiplied, so it converts its denominator into a rational number. So we have to multiply root 3. 2 into root 3, so it becomes 2 root 3, and root 3 into root 3, so it becomes a 3. So you can just see that कि जो आपका denominator है, it's free of irrational number. That is why we are performing. The second part is 2 root 7 upon root 11. So 2 upon 7 upon root 11. So rationalizing factor is root 11. So 2 into 7 into 11, because 7 and 11 both are prime number. So their product is 77, and root 11 into root 11, that is 11. Now here we are rationalizing where it has the two terms. Rationalizing the denominator, the first question is 1 upon 7 plus 3 root 2. Okay, we have 1 upon 7 plus 3 root 2. Since I was discussing earlier that how we gonna be convert this part into a rational, that means ध्यान में आपको यही रखना है कि डिनोमिनेटर शुड बी नॉट बी अ इरेशनल नंबर, ये आपका इरेशनल नंबर नहीं होना चाहिए. सो इट्स रैशनलाइजिंग फैक्टर इज, व्हाट इज द रैशनलाइजिंग फैक्टर? 7 plus 3 root 2. So if we take the conjugate part, 7 minus 3 root 2. So if we multiply 7 plus 3 root 2, so it's rationalizing factor multiplying to its numerator and denominator. 7 plus है तो minus 3 root 2. आगे if we multiply by the 1, so 1 is multiplied by 7, that is 7, plus into minus, that is minus, and 3 root 2. Now a plus b, a minus b, so it becomes the identity here, 7 square minus 3 root 2 का square. तो ये हो जाएगा आपका 7 minus 3 root 2. 7 का square, that is 49, minus 3 root 2 का square, it means 3 root 2 into 3 root 2. 3 3s are 9, and root 2 into root 2, that is 2. So 9 2s are 18. So its value is 18. So 7 minus 3 root 2 and 49 minus 18. So it comes 9 minus 8, that is 1, and 4 minus 1, it becomes 1. You can see that the denominator is free of irrational numbers. So this is the process called the irrational numbers. Now next question is 7 plus 3 root 5 upon 7 minus 3 root 5. Here again we have to apply the same concept. The denominator should be free of irrational numbers. So we have 7 plus 3 root 5 upon 7 minus 3 root 5. So again we have to multiply the rationalizing by its factor to its numerator and denominator. Multiplying so what is the rationalizing factor here? 7 plus 3 root 5 to its numerator and denominator. We get 7 plus 3 root 5 upon 7 minus 3 root. यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना है आपको, मल्टीप्लाई करें 7 plus 3 upon 7 minus 3 root 5. So So a plus b, it means a plus b का होल स्क्वायर, और ये आपका बन जाएगा 7 minus 3 root 5 and 7, sorry this one is plus, this one is plus 3 root 5. ये हो जाएगा आपका a plus b का होल स्क्वायर, दैट मीन्स a स्क्वायर 7 का स्क्वायर प्लस 3 root 5 का स्क्वायर, a स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर and plus 2a, so 2 into 7 into 3 root 5. A plus a minus b, a plus b, so the identity is a square minus b square. So 7 का स्क्वायर minus 3 root 5 का स्क्वायर, 7 का स्क्वायर दैट इज 49, और ये आपका हो जाएगा 3 root 5 का स्क्वायर, तो 3 3 are 9 and root 5 into root 5 that is 5, 9 5 are 45 and plus 7 2 are 14, 14 3 are 42 into root 5 upon 7 का square that is 49 minus 45. So 9 plus 5 it become a 14, 4 the carry is 4 and 4 8 1 9 plus 42 root 5 and the difference is 4. इसको सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे, so the common factor is here 2, 2 को आप बाहर निकाल लीजिए, तो ये होगा आपका हो जाएगा 4 and 7 plus 21 root 5 upon 4, 2 1 and 2, so 1 upon 2 47 plus 21 root 5. This one is your answer. So in the next video I will just discuss when it having the 3 terms. Here we are only just discussing the 1 terms or having the 2 terms. In my next video we are discussing if it has a 3 video. Thank you students.